Hey guys, what's up? It's here coming at you with a College Football 26 reveal trailer. Gonna go over it with you guys, gonna go over everything, gonna talk about the Campus Huddle, all the new updates, and everything that we're supposed to be expecting in College Football 26, and I cannot wait to jump in it with you. I'm gonna show you guys the trailer right here, talk through it with you guys, and then I'm gonna go over the Campus Huddle. But before we jump into that, if you could please leave a like. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss another College Football 26 informational video or any college football video. Regardless, this is the spot for it, guys. But let's get into it. Let's check out this trailer. If you haven't seen it already today, what have you done today? But I'm going to break it down for you, tell you things that I see, maybe pause it and go over some things that I see, as other things that I see as well. But let's get into it. So it looks like they got drones in the game now, which is pretty sick. Didn't have that last year. Really cool little feature, especially night games. Didn't have too many night games. Obviously, head coaches are in the game. Friday nights, you got Road to Glory, you got high school back in it. Choosing the hat little ceremony there for making your decisions. I'm going to be quiet so you can hear Enter Sandman, which I think is probably one of the coolest parts of the game. They finally brought it in from Virginia Tech. Coaches again, they're in the game. And here we go, listen. I mean, that's honestly really sick that they were able to bring that into the game. I mean, you see all these with all the players, okay, let's see here. Again, they're making it seem like, I don't know what the issue is with EA Sports developers, but they do not like Ohio State. If you watched any of the trailers in the past, CSP 25, they just do not like Ohio State, never really give them too much love. And look at that little spin move off their 5-star. Okay, let's see here. Yep, okay, UCLA. Trying to see if there's anything new here, you know, when it comes to like the face masks or when it comes to the accessories or anything like that. Jumping, turning around and jumping, getting for that touchdown is new. Okay. Archie Manning. He's obviously been leading Texas this year. New animations, obviously, in every game. Look at that quarterback reaching for that. Great little stop right there by the defense. And look at this. You got the Stadium Pulse 2.0, or Home Field Advantage 2.0, should I say. Wear and tear with the quarterback's arm. Can't really hear. Oh, man, okay. Ukuleles here. Coaches, you know, handshaking at the very end of the game, which is new because they're in the game. Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams. This looks pretty sick, guys. So now I'm going to be going over the Campus Huddle that kind of goes over some of the major features that are going to be implemented in College Football 26 that I cannot wait to tell you guys about. Now, let's go down a little bit. Over 300 world coaches are in the game. Real world coaches are in the game, excuse me. Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, James Franklin, Ryan Day, just to name a few. Obviously, you see them in the picture right here. But they say 300 real world coaches. I'm not sure if that means that there are some that are not head coaches right now, but they have them so you can sign them to your school. Not sure if that's going to work or if that means that they included a lot of offensive and defensive coordinators. I'm not sure. But that's actually really, really cool that they're finally in the game. Very realistic. I think it's like the first time in any NCAA game that the head coaches themselves, the actual ones, are in the game that look like them. And you see the hat themselves got a logo on it. I'm hoping that they open a lot more features when you have an online dynasty and you have to create a head coach. That would be really, really cool, in my opinion, because they were so bland on the options that you had previously. See wear and tear. The advanced wear and tear system delivers more realism and now fully customizable to fit your play style. Manage fatigue strategically and save your favorite playmakers for key moments with dynamic substitutions that allow you to rotate players in and out on the fly. No pause screen needed. So I would assume with this that this is talking about formation subs. One thing that was a huge blow in College Football 25 for a lot of people that have played Madden, you couldn't do formation subs or they didn't stick. And with this, it should help where you have receivers in specific positions in specific formations. So if you want a certain receiver in the slot, but he's normally the wide receiver one, instead of, you know, pausing the screen or scrolling through your substitution screen to try and move him around, you're able to have him set there every single time to make things easier, smoother, make the call of the play a lot quicker as well. So that should be awesome as well. Hopefully that for the wear and tear as well, it does help in terms of making it more realistic. I feel like one or two hits sometimes would do too much damage in my opinion, but that's just me. Foundation football improvements. College Football 26 Foundation gameplay starts with improved coverage to give you a confidence in shutting down your opponent and improved blocking to reward players with left stick skills between the tackles. I'm sure a lot of people love hearing this, mainly just because in terms of blocking College Football 25, a lot of people were bummed out about how bad it was, inconsistent it was, and just how random it was in general. I know for me, I was kind of okay with it because I kind of understood that it is kind of random. Sometimes you'll have people miss tackles. That happens. It's not going to be a perfect system no matter what, especially in college, and with the abilities on some of those players that you have. So I thought it was somewhat realistic, though I did get irritated from time to time when you would have a wide open lane and someone miss a wide open tackle when there's nothing else to do. So that is really, really cool, and looking to see how well that works. Another thing that I'm excited about, experience greater control on both sides of the ball with the ability to call different stunts and twists to optimize your pass rush, as well as custom zones feature to really dial in your coverage at the line of scrimmage, and several new abilities that we can't wait to talk about more later. But the thing that got me was the custom zone. So I'm assuming it's something similar to custom stems, where, with a custom stem, you can turn a comeback route from 5 yards all the way down 100 yards or 99 yards if you get from the 1 yard line. That's a really, really cool. Corner route, you could have them start the corner at 5 yards, 10 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, whatever you wanted. Now they might be able to, I think we're getting the option to, with these custom zones, to counter that. So if you're getting beat by a short stem route or start a short corner, well, you can maybe put your purple zones a little bit shorter so they're not playing too deep and they can throw underneath you. So keep that in mind. I think that's really cool. I think it's there to counter that potentially. Home Field Advantage 2.0, experience enhanced stadium pulse effects, including a more intense camera shake, which I hate the camera shake. I wish you can turn that thing off. It's so annoying. New heads-up display visuals and clock distortion, which probably be shaking as well. That simulates high pressure of playing as a visitor in hostile territory. Rivalry games, College Football Playoff, and other high-stakes matchups are now even more affected by Stadium Pulse. I really hope that just means for College Football Playoff that it only affects the home field and home away games and not the neutral site games, or the neutral site games or bowl games, should I say. When you're on the road, use your confidence and composure to help counteract the rattling environment. But that's the one thing that I saw that was a little bit different. The rivalry games as well, you're going to have a crazy stadium pulse. But I think there should be a cap, personally, on the height of the home field advantage or the stadium pulse that you can get. Like Kennesaw State with like 2,000, 3,000 fans, they shouldn't be able to get a complete stadium pulse all the way to the max. There's no way that's going to work. I understand it with UCLA, we didn't have over 100,000 fans. Ohio State, over 100,000 fans, yes. But there should be some kind of a cap where if you have a few students, you really can't get too much of a stadium pulse because it's just not realistic. That's just me, honestly. Let's see here. What else we got here? All right, we want you to immerse yourself in unforgettable game day atmospheres with more electrifying sights, sounds, and traditions than ever before. Feel the energy of new situations and stadium-specific music, fight songs, and dynamic commentary. Experience a new presentation that reflects the importance of each game in the context of the stadium. Saddle up in Stillwater, hoist the golden egg, and raise the sword of the king of turnovers at Coastal Carolina. We want to surround you with authentic, unrivaled school spirit, so you always feel right at home. Now, this is awesome, especially the golden egg. I believe that's Mississippi and Mississippi State. Settle up in Stillwater. I believe that's Oklahoma State, maybe? Or that's, I know Stillwater is Oklahoma State. I'm just not sure if that's something else. And obviously Coastal Carolina there. Next level gameplay. Feel the stadium shake as you discover more of your school's unique pageantry, traditions, and sounds with new PA tracks, including Metallica's Enter Sandman, 160 new school-specific chants, mascots, and band music. So obviously, like I mentioned in the trailer, they kind of led the whole thing with Enter Sandman for Virginia Tech. I know a lot of people were bummed that wasn't in the game because that is just one of the coolest intros that you can have in college football, and they didn't offer that for Virginia Tech, but now it is, and they're probably going to do that with other schools as well with their specific songs that they come out to. We know how much ECU loved the drum lines from the menu last year, and I guess a lot of people listen to the menus. I don't know why. I play it with like very little volume. I don't really need to hear the commentary. I'm there for the gameplay, not the commentary. But I guess a lot of people did, and they were bummed about the drum lines because it was just so ridiculous and it hurt their ears or whatever. I don't know. But just like in the past, the previous NCAA football games, if you played them before, constantly they had all marching band covers, fight songs, and things like that that would be in the main menus, and that's what they're doing now. As they're mentioning here, we're bringing new marching band covers of popular songs to our menus for players to enjoy, like fight songs from all around the country, yada yada. And so that's kind of cool, but I don't really play with the sound up too loud, honestly, because I'm here for the gameplay. I'm here for the gameplay. Broadcast and commentary. This is what I think is actually really cool. Experience new and dynamic commentary tailored by Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler, Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, and Desmond Howard and Reese Davis as you make history on the field. Battling back after a tough loss, back-to-back 400-yard performances. They're going to mention that? I think it's pretty cool. You throw for 500 yards. Oh my gosh, this is the second game in a row. He's over 500 yards. He's for 500 yards for 4 games. This is his 4th game. He's over 500 yards. This is insane. We've never seen this before. I think that'd be really cool if you do, again, listen to the commentary. But that's neither here nor there. Their expertise and insight adapt to your team's progress in Dynasty and your players' rise to the road to glory. Show off your championship. I know a lot of people were also kind of ticked that Trophy Room wasn't in the game. Trophy Room has been a staple in previous NCAA football games, but it wasn't in this one. I didn't really have too much of a factor of it. I mean, it didn't really bother me at all. Maybe when I was like 8 to 10, that was pretty cool. But the Trophy Room, who are you going to show? What are you going to screenshot and send it to your online Dynasty buddies? Like, and they're going to be like, ooh, that's cool. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that. But looks like they're bringing it back because a lot of people wanted it. And now you're able to show it off to your friends and your rivals how successful you really are. There will be multiple ways you can earn kinds of trophies, which is kind of cool. Coach and manage your program in Dynasty. Focus on your journey as a college football legend to Road to Glory. Dominate online in Road to Glory to the college football playoffs, which is honestly pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Compete in new classic rivalry games and play. Now, hopefully that's something like they had in the previous games, I think 2005, 2006. They had the Pontiac classic moments, game-changing moments, where you would go into a game where it was a crazy like bowl game where a team was down by 20, 25 points and they make a crazy comeback in real life. It's up to you to redo that and you win an award and things like that, and obviously a trophy, things like that. So I think that's honestly really, really cool. Dynasty Mode, let's see what they say here. How to create your dynasty will be now more important than ever if you want to cement your legacy as one of the best coaches. Assemble an elite staff, upgrade your coaching abilities, and then lay it out on the field. Navigate the expanded and more unpredictable transfer portal featuring thousands of players each year. Now, this is awesome. I just hope that they change up how they did the transfer portal last year. I feel like if you didn't have, a high, a high coach prestige or championship contender, a lot of players weren't just going to come to your school no matter what. I hope they kind of even the playing field there, so a lot more teams have options, especially if they're local to those teams or close to those, recruiting, pipelines and things like that. So we shall see. Personnel management have never been more important with new location-based visits, which I don't even know what that means. Having the potential to give your program an advantage in recruiting, land critical talent for your team by managing new dynamic deal breakers and traits while trying to retain your favorite playmakers and cement your program's legacy. So dynamic deal breakers is something that I mentioned in my previous wish list video, College Football 26, about 5 months ago, where I actually went over a list of things that I would like to see in College Football 26. One of them was dynamic deal breakers. And to me, that basically was, for example, if you had a player that one of his deal breakers is playing time, right? Well, maybe that's not something that you have a high grade in. Well, what if you have a high grade in program tradition? What if you have a high grade in, let's say, championship contender? Well, instead of just soft pitching him to try and add one there, maybe you can change that from what I just said to a championship contender. So after a week or two, he flips his mind saying, you know what, playing time isn't really as important to me. I'd rather just win a championship, be part of a championship team. Well, now you can change it. Now the dynamic deal breakers are in play. That's what I'm thinking it's meaning. Let me know down in the comments what you think, but that's what I think it is. And I honestly think that would be really, really cool. Crossplay is here, and it's another thing that I've been mentioning that I've wanted since day one, and I thought that they were going to do in the second year was crossplay for online dynasties, which is awesome. You see there, right there, you can play PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X in the same online dynasty. It doesn't matter, and that is huge because not everyone has the same console. Some people like some controllers over others. For me, I love the Xbox controller. That's honestly the only reason why I got an Xbox Series X. The controller just fits my hand perfectly. PlayStation feels a little wonky. I played both, but I just love the Xbox controller, and that's why I got it. But now, it doesn't matter what system you're on, you can play with anyone, which is awesome. Road to Glory. Now it says it's time for you to begin your ultimate student athlete journey as part of the recruiting class of 2025. You can choose from 10 new archetypes. I'm really interested to see what that means. Does that mean defensive ends? Does that mean defensive tackles? Does that mean right linebacker, left linebacker, safety, free safety, tight end maybe? I don't know. That'd be so cool to see what it is. Heck, even an offensive lineman. I know some people don't like that, but you got a lot of offensive linemen that are playing in this game and know how to play it and love pancaking people. Why not give them a chance as well? You know, there's so many opportunities here, but that's really cool. So I'd be interested to see what that means. Build your highlight. Obviously, it says you're playing high school, so yippee, high school's back in. I know a lot of people, again, in College Football 25 were bummed that that wasn't a part of the game. Now it is part of the game. And again, that was one of the other wish list things that I added as well, because I thought it was pretty cool, especially with Team Builder. You can actually create your high school in Team Builder and import them into your Road to Glory and play with your high school. So I thought that was really cool. I'm hoping that's what you could do in this game. And honestly, let's see if that's the thing. Rise in your class ranking, scholarship before other recruits, along with a new tier of abilities available to reach for your athlete, earn coach trust, build team chemistry, and navigate the competitive recruiting process. And this is the coolest part. Commit early if you found the perfect fit for you, or decommit if a better opportunity comes your way. That is new as well. In the previous Road to Glories, once you find a school and you commit, that is it. You move on right to week 1. Now, if you are not sure how you're going to play and you maybe like a school and you're not really sure if you want to play with them, if you sign early, you could still decommit and have an opportunity to play for another school if another better option or the team that you might have really wanted ends up giving you a scholarship down the road. So that is really, really cool. So I am really looking forward to that. Obviously, you can port them into Madden 26. I'm not a big fan of Madden, but if you do, that is pretty cool, honestly, if you like playing that way. College Football Ultimate Team, honestly, they didn't really mention anything new. Just build your roster, play head-to-head matchups, blah, blah, blah. That's it. So it doesn't really seem like they're adding too much, or at least mentioning too much in this Campus Huddle. Road to the College Football Playoff, similar here, but it looks like there might be some home field advantage, which I don't think was in play in College Football 25. A lot of the road games that I played, I don't think that actually was an issue, where I was worried a lot of time that there would be such a home field advantage. Now, if someone finds out how you can make sure you're at home every single time before you load in and uploads it to YouTube, that's going to be a crazy little glitch that people are going to figure out and want to do. So I don't know how that's going to work, but let's see, because you can also add it to your trophy room. So that's actually pretty cool as well. Team Builder. Now, this is, again, what I'm looking forward to the most of Team Builder. There's a few more things that you can do, apparently. You can obviously port your teams from College Football 25 to College Football 26, which they're mentioning right here, which is awesome. You can refine your team's details and explore enhanced roster editing options. I'm interested to see what that means. Maybe different player looks. I don't know. I honestly don't know what that means. Allowing greater control over your identity and legacy. And then it says, stay tuned for the deep dive later, Dynasty deep dive, to learn more about these features. So the main gripe that I had with the Team Builder, that there are two things. One, the helmet. It would never show your helmet when you played your game. It would always, when that showed the two helmets that would go head to head normally with regular schools, it would just have your logo and the other logo. It'd just be really weird. I didn't think it would be that difficult to do, to add that in. That'd be cool if they added that. But the biggest thing for me was the stadiums. I know they didn't mention it here, but they might in the Dynasty Deep Dive later in the year. And that is when it comes to the stadiums. They were all real stadiums, right? So all these stadiums are going to have logos of the schools on them, right? So it was really hard. Thankful for Reddit and all the people that actually looked through every single school stadium to see what stadiums would be best with the fewest logos. But in NCAA 14, 13, there were stadiums that were generic that didn't have logos on them. So I'm really hoping that they do give you options to actually do that and play with a school, or sorry, choose a stadium that is generic, that doesn't have any logos anywhere, so you don't have to feel like you have to pick a specific school. For my Team Builder schools, I always seem to pick UCLA because it was so generic, it was so grayed out, and there were so many students, so it was always cool to have a home field advantage there. But I didn't want to do that every time. It'd be cool to play in a dome sometimes. It'd be cool to play in a smaller stadium, one that wasn't like a bowl, things like that. So that's one thing that I'm really hopeful for. But that is going to do it, guys, for this video. Let me know in the comments if there's any of these features that I missed or something that you're really looking forward to the most. I'm super stoked for this game. If you guys did make it this far, though, please leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss another College Football 25 or 26 video with Tees. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.